Fantastic stuff there from Swing Republic. That was Together. If you'd like to hear more from Swing Republic, make sure you go and check out their SoundCloud. They are from Denmark as well, which is awesome. So if you're remotely into music, which I'm assuming as you're listening to this radio station right now, you are, then you really should head over to SoundCloud and check out some of these artists. Go like their pages, go listen to more of their tunes. SoundCloud is an incredible resource for finding new music. It's where I find the majority of the music for this show, as I'm sure most of you have probably realised. And if you want to get into a new genre that you don't know that much about, just type the name of that genre into SoundCloud and hit go and find some great artists. I mean, obviously you can do that on YouTube as well, but I think you're a little bit more connected to the artists when you use SoundCloud. Next up, I've got a little bit of chap hop silliness from Mr. B, the Gentleman Rhymer. This is Straight Out of Surrey.
You're about to witness the extent of my cricket knowledge. Straight out of Surrey, a gentleman rhymer named Mr. B, friendly with chaps with an air of mystery. When I'm poised to be sad, I've got some moist shag, squeeze it out the pipe and declare it as a voiced brag. Be super if you dined with me. The constabulary popping for the swifty, doff my hat as I pass you when I'm going out. Grecian 2000 on my tie sheets to be greying out. Please don't grumble, try to act humble. You embarrass yourself when you bumble. Going on about your mother like that, with a hat that's jaunty angled and the shag is so smooth, I've got a chair by the fire so I shan't move. Talk of murder, that's so tawdry. I have a crime record like Charles Hawtrey. A good Duncan Furley is the tool. My dear boy, you'll bow like a fool. I'll take you to the Oval, maybe. I've a seat in the box daily, or weekly, monthly, yearly. I'm on hand to observe Mike Brearley bat them down when we play the MCC. But you don't dare chuck at me, for when I'm at the crease, it'll be a duck. I'll keep bowling my arms straight, I'll never chuck. You'll be out first ball in a hurry, and when I'm with the bat, dear boy, I'm batting straight out for Surrey. Surrey, Surrey, Surrey. Straight out to Surrey, straight out to Surrey. Mr. B, yeah. Tell them where you're from. Straight out of Surrey, I attack the ball with vigour. The fours I hit, yes, my score gets bigger. I'm a batsman, dear boy, and you know this. I've marked it on the scoreboard to show this. I don't really mind if you don't rate these chaps. For their country, they've got 100 caps. It's like burglary, a definition of batting. With a legal straight arm, I'll send you packing. I'll whack another boundary in a minute. I find a gap in the outfield and go and fill it. So if you're on a deck chair in the front row, you best watch yourself because over they go! You might get rather miffed, which of course you're entitled to. I'll stroll over there in my whites and frighten you. But when a jolly Hottentot from the seats throws the ball back in bits, I'll charm her with wit, and with a blouse sign she'll leave ecstatic. Oh, Mr. B, you're so charismatic. Not the right hand, I'm the hand itself. Every time I pull a Duncan Fernley off the shelf, linseed oil is maximum, and that's the law. Don't bail me a googly, it's such a bore. Cause I'm a ruddy bloody villain. The definition is clear, you're the witness of a grilling that's taking place before a brew. A lab sang Shoshana and a slice of Lanark Blue. Yes, you may give me a little lip, but a sledger like you gets hit down the bowling strip like Dennis Compton. Straight out to Surrey, straight out to Surrey. Mr. B. Sorry. Mr. B. Straight out to Surrey, straight out to Surrey. Mr. B. Straight out to Surrey, straight out to Surrey. Mr. B. Yes.
Fantastic stuff. That was Mr. B, the Gentleman Rhymer, with Straight Out of Surrey. Make sure you go and check out the music video for that track on YouTube. As with all of Mr. B's videos, it's extremely entertaining. Now, I've got some more chat pop for you now. This is Professor Elemental with Quest for the Golden Frog.
So, yes, basically it lunged at me with its claws bared and its teeth clamped together. So, of course, I shot it in the face. Imagine my surprise when it turned out to be Princess Anne. Oh, sorry. Oh, is the mic on? Okay, hello? Hello, righto. Well, thank you, Lord Buxley, and I'd like to welcome you to this lecture at the Gentlemen's Club of the Empire. In front of you, you'll find your brain-o-matic helmets. It's a marvellous device which will conjure pictures of my exploits directly into your delicate heads. If you'd like to attach the electrodes, and then simply insert the spinal syringe. There we go. Well, Let's begin. Attention, lords, ladies and gentlemen. Professor Elemental recommends my lecture meant for special friends. Attend my adventure to the very end. My quest was risky, my role was odd. I set out for the mystic golden frog. Oh! It was the stuff of legends, said to give the bearer a glimpse of heaven. Plus it was quite shiny. So for preparation, first I drew a map from my imagination. Packed my Battenberg and my absinthe, Mama Quinn blunderbuss and my collapsing magic staff. Plus a teapot and some proper grey. Stoke the fire, set the bellows. Come on, fellows, chocks away! Ha-ha! To find the frog. Hey you! Pack your bags, it's time to trip. With the good professor, so ride the ship. Exotic dancer third, then scientist. Explorer first, so I enlist. You! Pack your bags, it's time to trip. With the good professor, so ride the ship. Exotic dancer third, then scientist. But explorer first. Week 1. Crash landed near Tanzania, surrounded by savages in rabbit ears. Before you could say, my good man, how queer, I held aloft my magic spear. In the name of the empire, bring me the frog. Amazingly, they made me their king or their god. I didn't think this was odd till we got to the volcano. Hotter than my stage show, time for me to lay low. Week 2. I used my string to tie bamboo poles, a useful thing. I roll in to surf the rising tide. I feel alive like a Viking. Time to ride to the ship in a storm. How exciting! Let's take to the skies with the power of lightning. Launch the nets, Jeffrey! Ah! It's gonna be a rough ride. Hey you! Pack your bags, it's time to trip. With the good professor, so ride the ship. Exotic dancer third, then scientist. Explorer first, so I enlist. You! Week 3. No closer to finding the frog, but I had an absinthe party with the munchkins of Oz. No trouble to come into land for opium, tea and mushrooms in Wonderland. And this is something grand. From London to Australia, my cunning plan was completely and utterly unsuccessful. So I left to go settle back at home with my kettle. For the rest I need, you'll never guess what's resting under the settee. Yes, it's the frog. Oh, pardon me. I forgot I won it in a wager last week. That is embarrassing, isn't it? All a bit of a waste of time, really. Jeffrey must have tucked it under there, I suppose. Well, anyway, thank you for coming. I hope you'll consider my application for funding for next year's trip to find life on Mars. I know the chances of anything coming to Earth are 1,000,000 to 1, what they say, but I disagree, really, and I think... oh, hello? Hello? Oh, where's everyone gone?
Great stuff there from the prof. That was Professor Elemental with a track called Quest for the Golden Frog, and that can be found on his album The Indifference Engine. Now, I actually had the very great pleasure and privilege of performing on stage live with Professor Elemental when I did a gig a couple of years back. And it was insane because I was on the bill to do an electro swing set, which I was really excited about. And then when the prof turned up, he needed someone to drop his tunes during his set. So I got the insane privilege of being able to do that, which was fantastic. I got to hang out with him a bit as well, and we've remained friends since then. But I remember when we were hanging out, we were just drinking tea and talking about comic books, which was just fantastic. And speaking of live gigs, I've got a big announcement to make today. This is the first time I've mentioned this on the radio show, but I'm going to be performing at an event called the Sundance Gathering. It's a kind of secret event with loads of great artists playing. I'm going to be playing an electro swing set, which is going to be fucking sublime. I'm really looking forward to it. If you want to know more about Sundance Gathering, then just look it up on Google or look it up on Facebook. That seems to be the best way to find the event. At some point, I will put some decent links in for people who want to buy tickets, because it goes on for a couple of days, I believe. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Right, I've got some music for you now from a London-based producer called Jamie Berry. This track is called Peeping Tom, and it features Rosie Harte. So that was Jamie Berry with a track called Peeping Tom, and it featured the vocal stylings of Rosie Harte. Now, unfortunately, I've only got time for 3 more tracks before the end of the show. Before I play you those tracks, I just want to say thank you ever so much to everyone who's listening live right now, and also anyone listening on demand, whether you've downloaded or streamed the show. I really, really appreciate it, and I just